In Gallup, New Mexico, I'm Rosalinda Roman, and this is New Mexicast. Welcome back to New Mexicast, everyone. One of the big differences between podcasting and broadcasting is that viewers have greater access to the people that are creating the content. So they're much more invested in the stories that are created. So if I do a story that you really like, I get rewarded with lots of positive kudos and comments. But if I miss the mark, I hear about it too. Such is the case with the last episode that I posted. It introduced you to some really amazing flamenco artists here in New Mexico. But many of you wrote to me and said that you would have liked to see video that wasn't just them rehearsing for the big performance, as I did present to you. You wanted to see the final result, them up on stage in all their glory. So I hear you loud and clear, and this week I'm bringing you a flamenco encore. But this time I'm going to let the performances do more of the talking than this reporter. This episode of New Mexicast is brought to you thanks to the very savvy technical help of my favorite web development consultant, Adam W. Warner. He's well known for his WordPressModder.org site, where he offers techniques and tutorials for building your presence on the web. And he has saved New Mexicast's website on more than one occasion. So if you need technical help on the web, I highly recommend Adam W. Warner. Find him at learnwebtools.com. When you hear the word flamenco, chances are an image like this comes to mind. But as director of the National Institute of Flamenco in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Eva Encinia Sandoval hopes you realize that's only part of the picture.
If you've never seen flamenco, live flamenco in a theater, I think it's really important to see flamenco on stage, to see it in performance, because we have a lot of stereotypical ideas of what we think it is. But one of the great things about flamenco is it's such an evolving art form that it's very, very contemporary. I mean, it evolves with the culture. And so I think that it isn't that stereotypical Spanish dancer that maybe they have in their mind from, years ago.
That common misconception about flamenco dancers was the subject of Sarah Hartshorn's master's degree at the University of New Mexico.
If you were to go to somebody on the street and say, tell me about flamenco, they'd say sexy, passionate, fiery, things like that. And the thing is yeah, those are all true, but when people write reviews or articles about the art form, if that's all they put in, then it kind of downplays it as a real codified dance technique. And we relate as dancers to live musicians on stage. And that's something that not a lot of other dance forms in the United States really have. That's just an example of how, there's something else to be looked at as opposed to, the sexiness on stage or the intensity, which is important. It does come from somewhere valid, but it's not all there is.
But in the unique flamenco hub that is New Mexico, dancers like Sarah with advanced degrees aren't just sitting around studying theory. They are shattering those stereotypes one powerful step at a time.
We're fortunate that we have here in Albuquerque Hijastros, which is the American Flamenco Repertory Company. And they have some beautiful choreographies from some of the most important flamenco choreographers in Spain. It's a big company of 15, 20 dancers sometimes you see on stage, lots of musicians, and beautiful costumes, very, very beautifully produced project.
At this particular Hijastros performance, the art form's complexity is obvious in each and every arrangement. For example, this solo by Marisol Encinas. and this powerful performance by Hijastro's director, Joaquin Encinias. Not to mention intricate choreographies like this, involving more than a dozen musicians, singers, and dancers.
I encourage people to get out and see Hijastros because it's a treasure of Albuquerque here, and every performance, every season is a different show, and you watch these artists that have come from all over the country, who have come together, the best of the best in the country who have come together to learn these choreographies and to perform them on stage, and it's really a fantastic experience.
So if you want to be wowed by contemporary performances, or if you prefer something a bit more traditional, flamenco is an art form that is sure to leave you begging for an encore. At the National Hispanic Cultural Center in Albuquerque, for New Mexicast, I'm Rosalinda Roman. A special thanks to Eva Encinias Sandoval and the Hijastros American Repertory Dance Company for letting me share their magic with all of you. If you liked this story, please consider telling a friend, becoming a fan on Facebook, or joining us, following me on Twitter. That's New Mexicast on Twitter. Or you can even subscribe by email to this podcast. It's all free, of course. You can do all of that at newmexicast.com. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm Rosalinda Roman.
Like a dream I had.
New Mexicast theme song is New Mexico by Dorian Spencer. Additional support for New Mexicast provided by Here we go. 3. Why does the wind taunt me?
Tonight in our audience, we have lots of flamenco students. We have our children, our UNM students.